Hi, it's the Lipstick Gal. Thank you so much for watching today. I know that we're getting prepped for the holidays, that there is a lot of kind of excitement in the makeup community for Black Friday sales, for things that are going on, new releases that might be out set. I thought it would be fun to do a get ready with me using what I'm calling the makeup ghost of holiday past. Like all of the things that I have purchased either in holiday sets that were holiday releases, things that I picked up during sales that people were having during the holidays. It might not be specifically a holiday release, but they were having a 30% off during the holidays and I bought it then. And I could probably do a couple of these. If this sounds like interesting to you, please let me know. And as I was pulling stuff out, there's a lot. And then there's also that moment of, there's a lot, but I don't use it all. So I'm just gonna get started. This is something I picked up during the Sephora sale last fall when all the new holiday stuff was out. It had been out for a while and I just hadn't gotten it and I hadn't gotten it and I hadn't gotten it. So I finally picked up the Silk Primer from Tatcha. You know, it's nice. I don't know if is it like 50 bucks? I don't know that it's like 50 bucks nice. I probably wouldn't repurchase it because I recently tried the Putty Primer from e.l.f., which I feel does a very similar job. It has a very similar texture and feels really nice on my skin too. So I don't know when I could pay $8 for something, why I'd still spring for something that's more than $40. I always use the Magic Vanish from Charlotte Tilbury for under my eyes. So I'm gonna take a minute to just throw a little bit of this on. When I was thinking about foundations, I instantly thought of this. This is from Mercier. This is the Flawless Lumiere Radiance Perfecting Foundation. I have the shade 1N1 Cream. Now, the reason I thought about this was because I picked it up last year during a Sephora sale. And the interesting thing is, this foundation comes out in the smallest pumps. Like, this is like 2 pumps. That's 3 pumps. I love the fact I don't use a ton of foundation, that I can get a very small amount out when this might be like a full pump of any other foundation. I like that this is really, really minimal amounts coming out. I feel like I won't waste. You might notice though that there's still a lot in there. It's not that it's a bad foundation. I actually really like it. It's just that I don't wear a lot of foundation. I will more heavily rely on my concealer in places that normally people wouldn't put concealer. I just kind of dab it all over, thin it out. I feel like I wear a lot more foundation in the winter. And oddly enough, I think it's just because where I live in the state of Washington, we get 4 very distinct seasons. It gets cold and it snows and it's icy in winter. We have beautiful fall colors and nice cold weather in the fall. Spring is lovely and summer is like triple digits for several weeks at a time. And so I feel like if I wear too much makeup in the summer, it all just kind of slides off. But I feel like this gives a nice, lovely kind of base to my skin. I remember picking this concealer up from Cover FX and I had a different shade because the shade I have now is N Light 1. And I think I had the shade lighter than this and it was so light it looked ghost white. So I got this when it was on sale during Sephora's sale last fall. So, you know what's weird is that I will link it for you. I did post, I'll link it up here. My recent Sephora sale haul, I didn't buy a single makeup item. And that really surprised me. I'm at the point right now where there's a lot of pretty things out there. And there's a lot of things that kind of spawned this idea that I know I buy because it's pretty and it's new, but then I don't use it, especially around the holidays. And I am trying so hard. Wait till you see my holiday lip selection. It's bad. I'm trying not to overspend and I'm trying to get things that I think I will continue to use as opposed to what just is sparkly and pretty and oh, it's the holidays! A gift for somebody else and a gift for me. And there's a lot of gifts for me. So I'm looking at the table. I bought myself a lot of gifts over the years, that's for sure. I used this recently in a previous video and I forgot how good it is for setting my kind of T-zone, my nose really. This is a very fragranced powder. This Eazy Bake powder from Huda. I can't use it under the eyes. I need to make sure I don't pick it up too high. but for my nose and right across the tops of my pores makes all the difference. I think I might do a little bit down here too. Let's do that. That'll be helpful. I did pick this up during a Sephora sale. I think it was last fall. When I started thinking about the Makeup Ghost of Holiday Past, I instantly thought about these guys. I have two of the large palettes, and this is even like the Ghost edit. I was like, yes, it totally goes right into like what I'm doing here. So this is last year's big palette. I'm gonna use a combo of, I guess it's these two here, these two. This is the highlight. I gotta keep my brush out of that to set my face. My favorite is the center shade, which is diffused light. The other one is dim light. It's a little pink for me, but I've got a big fluffy brush that's gonna get a little bit in something else. I just gotta try and keep it out of the highlight. These ambient lighting powders are literally my favorite for setting my under eye. It's so beautiful. It's not heavy, it's not cakey, a little bit of luminosity. It really does bring life to the face. And I feel like even after putting down that Huda powder, just adding a little bit of luminosity over the top of it with this really makes a big difference. I'm going to use the bronzer in here as well. This one is Eternal Bronze Light. I don't know if they make that as a single that you can get. It kind of sounds like one that I have seen before, or whether it's one that just keeps popping up in their holiday palettes. I know the kind of the problem that Hourglass has had is that their palettes aren't always good for all skin tones. You know, they'll, instead of making a range of shades like a light, a medium, and a deep palette, they'll just make one palette and pretend that it works for everybody, which it doesn't. And I could see how this bronzer, which I build up a little bit, might not work for everyone. I was trying to decide what blush to put on, but I think I'm gonna wait to put blush and highlighter on until I've decided what eyeshadow palette I'm wearing to make sure that it kind of all goes together. There's more than this, but these are just holiday palettes that I have purchased. Some of them are specific palettes for the holidays or got released around the holidays, even though they are still part of an active collection. And some of them are just things that I got on sale because a brand was having a sale for the holidays. But I'm trying to decide where I want to go. I'm at Charlotte Tilbury. I really like this palette and I don't use it often enough. So this is the Charlotte Tilbury Icon palette. This came out for holiday. I believe it was 2018. And I was a little bit confused because there's really not a matte in here. Every one of these is at least a satin. I keep looking at it like, yep, they're all shimmery. This is the one that's the closest to being kind of a satiny matte, but everything else has sparkle in it. And it's supposed to be going in columns, like these guys, these guys, these guys, these guys, but I just pick and choose. So I'm gonna start with this shade here. It's the darkest brown in the palette. And this is from the Diva Eyes, the trio in here, that's the Diva Eyes. And I'm just gonna use this in the crease and a little bit here on the outer edge. When I got this palette, I came to the realization that holiday palettes from Charlotte Tilbury, if you happen to like her formula, it's the time to get it because you're getting 24 grams of product in here. And you don't get 24 grams of product in her quads. The quads, which they're pretty, but they're really expensive, you get 5.2 grams. You get almost 5 times the amount of product in here, in this palette here. Now, I don't know what the price per gram is when it comes to the Eyes to Hypnotize, kind of like those longer bars, like the one she has for this year, the one she had for last year. But I'll tell you, as long as the quality is the same as the quads, and I think the quads are nice, but not for $54 or $53, whatever they are, I definitely feel like I will no longer continue to purchase Charlotte Tilbury eyeshadows unless they're in a holiday palette because you get more product for your dollars. I'm going to pick up some of this shade here, which is a kind of more burgundy toned dark shade, and I'm going to kind of hit that right here on the outside edge. This year's been interesting for me. I kind of put myself on a no-buy in March for several months. I went probably a good almost 2.5 to 3 months without making any sort of cosmetic purchases because of just uncertainty. I didn't know whether my husband was going to be furloughed. He's got the only income in the family, and I didn't want to put us in a place where I was buying unnecessary things. And now that There's been a lot of, and I really appreciate this, because of the situation we find ourselves in right now in the pandemic, a lot of people are spending less. And a lot of people are shop my stash, and a lot of people are talking about, you know, the value of a product. Do you really need it? And I know that makeup is fun, and I'm all about fun makeup. It's just a clean brush. But I really have liked that change. And I know that I've really felt a huge difference, kind of like a, when Colourpop closed down for several months and wasn't spitting out something every Thursday, I really felt kind of like a relief in that situation. I'm hoping that other makeup companies are going to start slowing down, because I did feel like so completely overwhelmed. Boy, this is really getting away from me. With like a lot of the release, all of 2019, especially holiday leading up to early 2020. I feel like things have chilled out just a bit, but we're getting back onto that full-on release. And I'm trying to remind myself that if I was able to navigate, you know, early spring and summer without getting a new something all the time, honestly, I can continue doing that and it wouldn't be a bad thing for me. This eye look is getting intense. I'm going to use a combo of these two shades here on the lid. Again, this is where I remind you that all of the shades in here have a little bit of shimmer, some a little bit more than others, but there's a lot of shimmer in this palette. I really do like how sophisticated the metallics from Charlotte Tilbury look. I feel like it's a shiny but not glittery eye, and it looks really gorgeous. I'm going to take a combo of those first two shades, the more burgundy and the brown, and just kind of lightly hit my lower lash line with this because it's feeling a little out of balance. I'm going to need some eyebrows real quick, that's for sure. I'm going to take the lightest shade in this palette right here, and I'm going to hit my inner corner and the arch of my brow. When I was thinking about brows, I instantly recalled a set I got, I don't think it was last Christmas, but the Christmas before, and I'm like, are these pencils still good? It's the Precisely My Brow. Benefit had this set where you got like one of everything, and it was like for $45. I forget what it was, but I have like one of the other pencils, kind of like the thicker pencil. I have the pomade. I have the little compact that has powders in it. I did finish the Gimme Brow, which is their tinted brow gel. But it came with like one of everything, and it was like a really great value, but I kind of feel like I might have gotten the wrong shade. So I'm going to use this today and fill my brows in. And this is the shade 3, by the way. I need to put some liner and mascara on. I did pick up the Milk Makeup Longwear Gel Liner during a sale, and it's because I heard Mel Thompson talk about this so much last summer and leading into fall that when the Sephora fall sale came in, I was like, mine. So this is one of those that I feel like wears pretty well in my tight line. I do get a little transfer, but this is where I use it. I'm going to throw on a little bit of the Colourpop Cream Gel Liner in the shade Charmer. I did get this in a vault last Black Friday. They had a 12-piece colorful eyeliner vault, and I feel like these liners dry out quickly, but since they're, I think, normally like $6 a piece, for me, if I was going to use 4 of the ones here, it would make it worth the price, because they were, I think, $24 for the vault of 12, and then on top of that, I think I also got like a 20% off or something. So I know it seems wasteful, but there are enough liners that I've used in the pack that it's made it worth it for me, and I have liked kind of branching out into more colorful liners without paying an arm and a leg. As always, I'm using the Lancome Mr Big, but this is a holiday, limited edition holiday packaging. I bought these when they were on sale, because if you're gonna put them on sale for $12.50, I'm gonna buy them and keep them stock up. I think this is a great mascara. It is my favorite mascara. And there is one other high-end mascara that I really like. It's from Laura Mercier. I think it's their Caviar. Anyway, it has kind of like a twisted brush where I feel like you get a lot less clumps. Oh, I was gonna use the faux seals. their booster. That came in a holiday set last year. And, well, not that one, but one like that. And I forgot, well, we're past the point of primer. Let's just keep going with mascara. I've been wearing a tinted lip balm from Pat McGrath this whole time, this little guy. I think I picked that up during a holiday set, but my lips were so dry I needed something. I'm gonna wipe this off and we'll do blush, highlight, and lips. So this right here is the Ambient Strobe Lighting Blush Palette. This I think is from 3 or 4 years ago, holiday. It's really pretty. I'm probably gonna use a combo of these two here to give myself just a little color. The strobe blush means that it has some highlight in it. So I don't know, by the time we're done, I might not need any highlight, but I might put some on anyway. I remember not liking this palette when I first got it because I wanted to be in control of how glowy my cheeks look, but along the years I've been like, more glow, more glow, more glow, and I feel really good about these blushes now. And I do really like this formula, this glowy blush formula. And I am gonna hit the highlight here in this and add some to the bridge of my nose, a little bit on my forehead, and a little bit on my chin. Might even hit the high points of my cheeks again. Not that they need it, but I just always do. So I'm down to just lips, and I started gathering all the things I knew I had purchased for holiday lips, and it filled a whole glass vase. And these are just the ones I haven't decluttered. I have, if I were to go through my declutter pile, there would be probably 2 to 3 times this much of like limited edition things, you know, limited edition packaging, shades from Dior that only came out during the holidays, a set of liquid lipsticks from YSL, like everything in here, all the little teeny tiny minis that come in just the Sephora Give Me More lip kit. So there's a lot. I gotta choose something. I am gonna start out with one of those balms from Fresh. This is one of the sugar balms because my lips are still painfully dry. I've been walking around with that lip product today. It was my own doing. I think I kind of want to stay in this mauve theme, and there are 2 lipsticks that I really love. This is one that was limited edition, I think from Christmas 2017. This is from Dior. It's the Diorific Matte 880. It's called Fascination, and I love that it's like this plummy, almost purple color, but they don't make this shade anymore. I do really like the formula, the matte formula from Dior. It's a fun shade. I'm forever cocktailing lipsticks. The other one I wanted to use, this is interesting because this is one from the Ulta lipstick line, and this one's called Pink Tinsel. They don't make this shade, but this was a lipstick that came, I think there were 5 lipsticks in a set from Ulta, and I like the formula of this, and I really like the color of this. And this, again, is, I think a 2018 release. Here's the finished look. I think it turned out pretty good. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like the last several Get Readies with me, I've kind of had this kind of warm, plummy eye situation going on a couple of times. It's gotten away from me, and I feel like the same thing happened here. But I feel like none of these products have really let me down. I still remember why it is that I love like the Hourglass powders. I still remember why I wanted to buy and try this palette. I still see why these guys are additions that I haven't decluttered from my collection. Too many lipsticks, but again, that's my Achilles heel. Me and lipsticks, I love them with my whole heart. And I'm not gonna lie, I think I might have bought this one because the packaging was so pretty, not because it was exactly what I needed. But I do use it, even though it's a limited edition product and you can't get the shade anymore. I still use it and I still love it, and it still makes me happy. I'm really curious what your makeup ghost of holiday past is. Do you have a lot of lip products like I do? Do you tend to go for those limited edition products that you can only get at the holidays? Are you more of a, nope, I'm gonna stick with what I can get. If I run out, I can buy it again? Let me know in the comments down below. Thank you so much for watching today. Have an amazing day, and I will see you again soon. Bye.